Have you ever noticed a persistent odor down there that just won't go away, no matter how carefully you maintain your hygiene? What if I told you it might not be your fault at all? This isn't just about cleanliness. It could be hidden habits sabotaging your comfort and confidence. In today's video, we're uncovering 5 surprising clothing mistakes that many older women make. Mistakes that could be causing discomfort and unwanted odor. Ready to discover simple, life-changing swaps that will help you feel fresh, comfortable, and confident every single day? Stick around until the end, because these easy changes could transform your daily routine and boost your self-esteem like never before. Before we dive in, if you find this video helpful, please like it. It really helps me share these important lessons about aging gracefully. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend hitting that subscribe button and turning on the notification bell so you never miss a new video. And if you enjoy this video, please comment 1 below. If not, comment 0 so I can make better content for you. Let's start with the very foundation of our daily wardrobe: underwear. It's the first thing we put on in the morning and the last thing we take off at night. But how often do we really stop to think about what our underwear is doing to our bodies? For many of us, underwear is more than just functional. It's about feeling put together, confident, or even a little glamorous. Maybe you love the sleek look of a lacy thong, the shaping power of high-waisted briefs, or the snug, secure feeling of tight panties that hug your curves just right. I totally get it. For years, I was loyal to my collection of synthetic panties. Nylon, polyester, spandex, you name it, because they made me feel polished and in control. But here's the truth: no one really tells us when we're younger. These fabrics can actually harm your delicate skin and disrupt your natural balance in ways you might never expect. As we grow older, our bodies change in ways that make what worked in our 30s or 40s less suitable in our 60s, 70s, and beyond. One common culprit is tight underwear, especially those made from synthetic fabrics. These materials, think shiny nylon, stretchy spandex, or slick polyester, are designed to cling tightly to your skin, creating that smooth silhouette you might love. But there's a hidden downside: they don't breathe at all. Why is that a problem? Synthetic fabrics trap heat and moisture right against your skin, creating a warm, damp environment. Essentially a 5-star resort for bacteria and yeast. The vaginal area, naturally warm and moist, depends on proper airflow to maintain a healthy balance. When you cover it with non-breathable fabrics, you disrupt this balance. Bacteria like Escherichia coli or yeast such as Candida albicans can multiply rapidly, leading not only to unpleasant odors, but also to irritation, itching, and even infections like bacterial vaginosis or yeast infections. Research shows that women who wear synthetic underwear are more likely to face these problems, especially if the underwear is tight. Tight underwear increases friction and traps moisture even more, worsening the situation. And speaking of odors, that less than fresh smell you might notice, this often happens because bacteria break down sweat, natural vaginal secretions, or dead skin cells in an environment where they can thrive unchecked. The tighter the underwear, the worse it gets, simply because there's no room for air to circulate and dry things out. When you add menopause-related changes, like thinning vaginal tissues or shifts in vaginal pH, the problem can escalate quickly. I remember a real-life example of a friend, Margaret, who struggled with this exact issue. This was the exact struggle my friend Margaret faced. In her late 60s, she was vibrant and stylish, yet privately battling a persistent odor she just couldn't shake. She wondered if it was her diet, her hygiene routine, or maybe even a medical issue, but she was too embarrassed to discuss it. Desperate for a solution, she started using harsh soaps and douches, which only irritated her sensitive skin and made things worse. One day, during a casual coffee chat, she finally opened up to me. I asked about her underwear, and it turned out she had been wearing the same style of synthetic shapewear panties for years because they gave her that slimmer look under her dresses. Unfortunately, fashion was making her miserable. Following my advice, Margaret switched to 100% cotton underwear, loose-fitting, breathable, and unbleached. Within just a week, the odor disappeared, her irritation settled down, and she felt like herself again. She even laughed about how much she'd been suffering just for the sake of vanity. This really shows the power of a small change. So, what should you do instead? If you want to stay fresh and comfortable, it's time to rethink your underwear drawer. Here's my rule now. If it doesn't breathe, I don't wear it. Cotton is king because it's soft, absorbent, and allows air to circulate, keeping your skin dry and balanced. Look for underwear made of 100% cotton or bamboo. Bamboo is another natural, breathable option that even offers antimicrobial properties. Avoid blends with synthetic fibers, as even a small amount of spandex can reduce breathability. Opt for looser styles like classic briefs or boxer-style underwear that don't cling too tightly. And if you love a bit of style, don't worry. There are plenty of cotton panties with pretty details like embroidery or soft elastic that don't sacrifice comfort for fashion. Here's a pro tip. Always check the crotch of your underwear. It should be cotton too, not a synthetic liner that traps moisture and creates a breeding ground for bacteria. To keep irritation at bay, wash your underwear in hypoallergenic, fragrance-free detergent. Change them daily, or more often if you're active, to stay fresh and comfortable. If you can, try sleeping without underwear. Giving your body a chance to breathe overnight can make a big difference. And if you're prone to infections, avoid thongs. They can easily transfer bacteria from back to front, increasing your risk. Life's too short to suffer through itchy lace, swampy spandex, or constant worries about odor. Comfort is the new sexy, and trust me, you'll feel liberated once you make the switch. If you're still watching and finding these lessons useful, please comment one below to let me know you're still with me. I truly appreciate your valuable time. Now, let's talk about wearing the same pajamas for days. This one's going to hit home for many of us. Raise your hand if you have a favorite pair of pajamas. Those soft, perfectly broken in, maybe a little faded ones you can't imagine sleeping without. They're like a warm hug after a long day. You slip them on after dinner, lounge on the couch, sleep in them, and maybe even wear them again the next night. And the night after that. No judgment here, we've all been there. But here's the hard truth. Wearing the same pajamas night after night without washing them can turn your cozy sleepwear into a breeding ground for odor-causing bacteria. Even if you're not someone who sweats heavily, your body constantly produces moisture, natural oils, and dead skin cells while you sleep. This buildup can cause unpleasant odors and skin irritation over time. These substances, sweat, skin cells, vaginal secretions, can get absorbed into your pajamas, especially around the pelvic area, which tends to be warm, covered, and prone to trapping bacteria. Over time, this can cause a stubborn, musty odor that lingers even after you shower. Why is this such a problem? When you sleep, your body is in a critical state of repair and renewal. At the same time, it's shedding skin cells and producing sweat and vaginal secretions, even if you don't feel sweaty. Pajamas, particularly the bottoms, stay in close contact with your skin for hours. If you wear the same pair for multiple nights in a row, those fabrics turn into a perfect petri dish for bacteria like Staphylococcus or Corynebacterium. These microbes thrive in warm, moist environments and can release compounds that produce unpleasant smells. For women going through menopause, hormonal changes can make your skin and vaginal microbiome even more sensitive, amplifying the problem. Plus, pajamas aren't always as breathable as we might think. Many are made from synthetic blends or treated with chemicals that reduce airflow. Even cotton pajamas can lose their breathability if they're old, worn out, or washed with fabric softeners that coat the fibers. The result is a vicious cycle of odor that's difficult to break unless you change your habits. I'll admit, I was guilty of this myself years ago. I had a favorite pair of flannel pajama pants, soft, cozy, and just the right weight to wear all year round. I'd wear them 3, 4, sometimes even 5 nights in a row, thinking, they don't smell bad, so what's the harm? I wasn't sweating heavily, and I showered daily, so I assumed I was in the clear. Then, I started noticing a faint but persistent musty odor that just wouldn't go away. That faint odor seemed to follow me no matter how much I washed. I tried everything: fancy soaps, stronger deodorants, even cutting garlic out of my diet. But nothing made a difference. Finally, a nurse friend suggested my pajamas might be the culprit. I was skeptical at first, but decided to give it a try. I bought 2 more pairs of cotton pajama pants and started rotating them, changing every night or every other night. I washed them in hot water with a mild, fragrance-free detergent. Within just a few days, the odor disappeared. I felt fresher, more feminine, and honestly, more cared for. It was such a simple fix, but it made a world of difference. So, what can you do to keep things fresh? The key is rotation and good hygiene. Here's how to break the cycle. Aim to have at least 3 pairs of pajama bottoms so you can switch them out every night or 2. This gives each pair time to air out and be properly washed. Choose breathable fabrics, such as 100% cotton or bamboo pajamas, which wick away moisture and allow air to circulate. Avoid synthetic blends or heavy flannel pajamas that trap heat and moisture. Even if your pajamas don't look or smell dirty, wash them after 1 or 2 wears. Bacteria can build up quickly without being visible or noticeable. Use fragrance-free detergent and skip fabric softeners, as softeners can coat the fabric and trap odors. Make it a habit to shower before bed. This reduces the amount of oils and bacteria transferred to your sleepwear. If you're not washing your pajamas daily, hang them in a well-ventilated area during the day to dry out any leftover moisture. This small change isn't just about preventing odors. It's a way to show yourself some care and respect. There's something truly empowering about slipping into fresh, clean pajamas every night. It feels like a little gift to yourself, a moment of comfort and renewal. At our age, we've truly earned the right to comfort. But there's a sensitive topic I want to discuss with care and understanding: wearing panty liners all day, every day. For many women, panty liners have become a daily essential. Maybe you deal with light bladder leaks, occasional discharge, or simply enjoy the feeling of that extra layer of protection. We've been taught that panty liners mean cleanliness, and in some cases, they do offer peace of mind. However, here's what most of us don't realize. Wearing panty liners every single day, especially disposable ones, can actually cause more problems than they solve, stubborn odors included. Why is this such a problem? Most disposable panty liners are designed with convenience in mind, not skin health. They usually have a plastic backing to prevent leaks, a core made from bleached wood pulp or synthetic fibers, and often added fragrances to keep things smelling fresh. But these materials create a sealed, non-breathable environment that traps heat and moisture right against your skin. Imagine wrapping your most sensitive area in plastic wrap for hours at a time. Doesn't sound very comfortable, does it? Your skin, especially in such a delicate area, needs to breathe. When it's constantly covered like this, moisture builds up, creating the perfect breeding ground for bacteria and yeast. This can lead to irritation, itching, and yes, odor, sometimes strong, embarrassing, and persistent. Research shows that prolonged use of non-breathable liners can disrupt the natural vaginal microbiome, increasing the risk of infections like bacterial vaginosis, which often comes with a fishy smell. There's also the matter of materials. Many liners are bleached with chlorine, which leaves behind harsh chemicals that can irritate sensitive skin. Many panty liners contain trace chemicals like dioxins that can irritate sensitive skin. And those fragrances, marketed as fresh and clean, are actually a common cause of allergic reactions. Worse, they can disrupt the natural pH balance of the vagina, making odors even more difficult to control. If you're wearing liners to manage bladder leaks, the constant moisture from urine can make the situation worse since it acts like a magnet for bacteria. Here's a vivid analogy. Think about wearing a plastic glove on your hand for an entire day. Even if you aren't sweating, your skin gets clammy and uncomfortable. Now imagine doing that to one of the most delicate and sensitive parts of your body every single day. That's exactly what non-breathable panty liners do. They might feel like protection, but in reality, they're often creating the very problem you're trying to avoid. Let me share a story about a woman named Linda. She relied on panty liners for years because of occasional stress incontinence. She believed they kept her clean and confident. But over time, she noticed a strong odor that made her feel self-conscious. She tried changing liners multiple times a day, switching to scented versions, and even doubling up on deodorants. But nothing helped. When she finally mentioned it to her gynecologist, the doctor asked about her liner use. Linda was shocked to learn that her liners were the root cause of the problem. She switched to breathable, organic cotton liners and started pelvic floor exercises to manage the leaks. Within weeks, the odor vanished, and she felt like a huge weight had been lifted off her shoulders. So, what can you do if you need to use liners? There are ways to protect your skin while staying comfortable. Choose breathable materials and look specifically for liners made from organic cotton or bamboo. These allow air to circulate and reduce moisture buildup, keeping your skin healthy and irritation-free. Look for panty liners made from 100% organic cotton or bamboo without any plastic backing. Brands like Nature R or 7th Generation are excellent options because they allow air to flow freely and reduce moisture buildup. Avoid liners with fragrances and harsh chemicals. Unscented and unbleached liners are much gentler on your skin and less likely to cause irritation or disrupt your vaginal pH balance. Remember to change your liners frequently, every 3 to 4 hours, or even more often if they become damp, to prevent bacteria from accumulating. If you're open to it, try reusable cloth liners made from organic cotton or hemp. These are not only eco-friendly and cost-effective, but also much kinder to your skin. They're soft, breathable, and easy to wash. Give your skin a break whenever possible by going liner-free for part of the day, like at night, allowing your skin to breathe naturally. If you're using liners to manage bladder leaks or heavy discharge, it's important to address the root cause. Talk to your doctor about pelvic floor exercises like Kegels, dietary changes such as reducing caffeine intake, or medical treatments like vaginal estrogen for postmenopausal women. Consulting a urogynecologist or pelvic health specialist can provide tailored solutions that fit your unique needs. You deserve to feel comfortable and dignified, and that starts with treating your body with the care it needs. If liners are part of your routine, make choices that support your health rather than sabotage it. Don't hesitate to have an open conversation with your doctor. There's absolutely no shame in seeking solutions that help you feel your best. If you're still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know you're still with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Now, let's talk about shapewear. Those magical garments like Spanx, control briefs, tummy smoothers, or high-waisted shapers that promise to sculpt our figures into smooth, confident silhouettes. Whether you call them your secret weapon or just your suck-it-in shorts, most of us have a pair tucked away in the drawer for special occasions. Some of you might even wear them daily, slipping them on before heading to work, church, or family gatherings. And I get it. There's something truly empowering about feeling snatched, tucked, and ready to strut your stuff in that form-fitting dress or tailored slacks. I'll never forget the day I wore shapewear to my granddaughter's wedding. I chose a sleek, champagne-colored gown, and those high-waisted control shorts made me feel like the Queen of England. Elegant, poised, and easily a decade younger. I danced, laughed, and posed for photos, feeling like I was floating on air. But by the time the reception reached its 5th hour, my fairy tale started to unravel. Those shorts, which had felt like a comforting hug at first, were now squeezing me like a boa constrictor. My skin felt clammy and irritated. When I finally peeled them off in the hotel room, I caught a whiff of something decidedly not royal. Here's the science behind it, straight from my conversations with my gynecologist. Shapewear, especially the tight, full coverage kind, compresses your pelvic area and traps moisture against your skin. Your vulva and vaginal area need plenty of air circulation to stay healthy. But shapewear, particularly when combined with non-breathable fabrics like polyester dresses, or when worn in hot, humid weather, creates a warm, damp environment. This warm, damp environment becomes the perfect breeding ground for bacteria and yeast, which can lead to irritation, yeast infections, bacterial vaginosis, and yes, a strong, unpleasant odor. For older women like me, whose skin becomes thinner and more sensitive due to menopause-related hormonal changes, the risks are even higher. Our natural vaginal pH shifts to become less acidic as we age, making us more prone to imbalances that cause odors or infections. I learned this lesson the hard way during one particularly long church day a few years back. It was one of those marathon Sundays. Morning service, a potluck lunch, and an afternoon women's ministry meeting. I wore my favorite tummy control shorts under a linen skirt, thinking I'd look polished and put together for the full 7 hours. But by the time I got home, I was walking as if I had spent the entire day riding a horse. My skin was red, irritated, and there was a distinct sour smell that made me cringe. It took 2 full days of airing out, switching to loose cotton underwear, and using a probiotic cream recommended by my doctor before I finally felt normal again. Definitely not my finest hour. So what's the fix? Here's my shapewear survival guide, honed over years of trial and error. First, make shapewear a special occasion choice. Reserve it for events where you want that extra polish. Weddings, reunions, holiday parties. It's not meant to be your everyday uniform. Your body will thank you for giving it room to breathe on regular days. Set a time limit, aiming for no more than 4 hours in shapewear at a stretch. If you're at a long event, consider slipping into the restroom to remove it halfway through or bring a looser outfit for later. Nowadays, I always pack a flowy maxi dress in my bag for just that reason. When it's time for post-event relief, always choose breathable materials. Look for shapewear that features cotton or moisture-wicking panels in the crotch area, and avoid full-coverage styles that feel like plastic wrap against your skin. Brands like Spanx or Maidenform offer options designed specifically with ventilation in mind. As soon as you get home, prioritize caring for your skin. Remove your shapewear before you even take off your shoes. Wash the area gently with a mild, fragrance-free soap. I personally recommend Dove or Cetaphil. After washing, pat the skin dry and slip into loose cotton underwear. If you're prone to irritation, applying a thin layer of barrier cream like Aquaphor can soothe sensitive skin. Check your wardrobe too. Pair shapewear only with breathable fabrics such as cotton or linen dresses, rather than synthetic materials that trap heat. And on hot days, consider skipping shapewear altogether. Remember, no one is inspecting your waistline, and your comfort is far more important than a stranger's opinion. Most importantly, keep in mind that your confidence doesn't come from a pair of control briefs. It comes from how you carry yourself. If shapewear makes you feel like $1,000,000, use it wisely, but don't let it hold your body hostage. If you're still watching this video and finding these tips useful, please comment 3 below to let me know you're still with me. I truly appreciate your valuable time. Now, let's move on to another sneaky culprit, wearing damp workout clothes or swimsuits for too long. This one often catches us off guard because it usually starts with the best intentions. Maybe you're squeezing in a morning walk around the neighborhood, hitting a Zumba class at the community center, or joining friends for water aerobics at the pool. Maybe you're out for a neighborhood walk, hitting a Zumba class at the community center, or joining friends for water aerobics at the retirement village pool. You feel energized, proud of staying active, and after the workout, you decide to linger a bit for a chat or a cup of tea, still wearing your sweaty leggings or wet swimsuit. It feels harmless, right? After all, you're just relaxing. Wrong. Doctors have been warning about this for years, and I can personally attest to the consequences. Call them scars, or, more accurately, relentless itches. Lingering in damp clothes, especially those tight, clingy leggings or swimsuits that hug your pelvic area, is like rolling out the red carpet for bacteria and yeast. That warm, moist environment created by the wet fabric is a perfect storm, ideal for irritation, unpleasant odors, and infections like yeast infections or bacterial vaginosis. And let me tell you, at 75, dealing with a funky smell or a surprise trip to the doctor for an infection is definitely not on my bingo card. My wake-up call came during my water aerobics days. I loved those classes, the splashy music, the camaraderie, and the incredible feeling of weightlessness in the pool. After class, a few of us would sit on the poolside benches, draping towels over our laps and sipping coffee while catching up. I'd often stay in my swimsuit thinking the towel was enough to keep things under control. But after a few sessions, I started noticing a fishy odor later in the day, followed by itching that made me want to sprint straight to the shower. At first, I blamed the pool's chlorine or maybe a bad batch of soap, but when it happened again and again, I realized the problem was me, sitting in that wet swimsuit for nearly an hour, letting my skin stew. The same caution applies to workout clothes, especially moisture-wicking leggings that feel high-tech and breathable, but aren't magic. If you don't change out of them within 20 to 30 minutes after sweating, you're essentially steaming your undercarriage. Those moisture-wicking leggings that sound so high-tech, don't get me wrong, I love their fancy fabrics, but they're not magic. If you don't change out of them within 20 to 30 minutes after sweating, you're essentially steaming your undercarriage. I made this mistake once after a power walking session with my neighbor. We finished our loop, sat on her porch for lemonade, and I didn't think twice about staying in my damp leggings. By evening, I was dealing with a smell that could have cleared a room and a rash that had me reaching straight for the hydrocortisone cream. Here's how I keep this problem at bay now, with a routine that's become second nature. I change immediately after any activity, whether it's swimming, a workout, or even a sweaty gardening session. I make it a strict rule to get out of damp clothes within 15 minutes. No exceptions. If I'm at the pool or gym, I head straight to the locker room right after class, even if it means cutting my coffee chat short. I keep a post-activity kit in my car, a clean pair of cotton underwear, a soft cotton dress or loose pants, and a pack of fragrance-free baby wipes for a quick refresh if I can't shower right away. It's a total game changer for long days out. When I finally get home, I shower smart. I rinse off with lukewarm water and use a gentle pH-balanced cleanser. Vagisil's unscented wash is my go-to. Hot water can dry out sensitive skin, so I keep it mild and always make sure to pat the area dry thoroughly. Moisture is the enemy here. Choosing the right gear for workouts is just as important. I opt for looser-fitting shorts or leggings that have a cotton-lined crotch. For swimming, I pick swimsuits made from quick-drying fabrics that don't trap moisture. Avoid wearing styles that are too tight, and always make sure your workout gear is clean before putting it on. Damp clothes sitting forgotten in a gym bag? That's a definite no-go. After changing, I make it a point to give my skin some breathing room. At home, I'll slip into a loose cotton nightgown or a soft robe for an hour or so, letting my body air out naturally. It might not be glamorous, but trust me, it works wonders. One last tip. If you're prone to infections or notice recurring odors, don't hesitate to talk to your doctor about adding a daily probiotic supplement or using a topical probiotic cream. These can help restore and balance your vaginal flora, especially as we age and our bodies produce less natural lubrication and beneficial bacteria. And if you ever experience irritation or a persistent smell that just won't quit, don't be shy about seeing your gynecologist. There's absolutely no shame in taking care of your body, and believe me, they've heard it all. All right, ladies, we've covered a lot today, from ditching tight synthetic underwear to making sure you change out of damp workout clothes as soon as possible. I hope you're feeling empowered to make these simple yet impactful changes for your health and comfort. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you've learned from this video that you're ready to put into practice? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more real talk like this. Until next time, take good care of yourselves, wishing you all health, happiness, and peace. And remember to subscribe to Healthy Aging Blueprint.